What if I told you one Instagram post, just one, could shake a marriage, damage a legacy, and rattle an entire empire? Not a diss track, not a freestyle, not even a direct confrontation. Just proof. And when you step back from all the noise, the screenshots, the rumors, the posts, the silence, you start to realize something deeper. This was never just about 50 Cent and T.I. This was about power. Not the kind of power you get from charts, awards, or sold-out arenas, but the kind of power that controls perception. The kind that can shift narratives with a single post. The kind that doesn't need to shout, because it already knows the internet will do the screaming for it. Because let's be honest, in today's world, reputation is currency. And once that currency starts to lose value, even slightly, everything connected to it begins to shake. Business deals hesitate, partnerships pause, fans question, and suddenly something that took decades to build starts feeling fragile in a matter of days. That's what makes this situation so intense. Not just the people involved, but the lesson behind it. One moment, one comment, one emotional reaction. That's all it took to trigger a chain reaction no one could fully control anymore. And that's the scary part. Because in the digital age, nothing stays small. What starts as a comment becomes a conversation. That conversation becomes speculation. Speculation becomes narrative. And narrative becomes truth in the eyes of the public. Whether it's real or not. That's the game now. And 50 Cent, he understands that game better than almost anyone. He doesn't just respond, he positions. He doesn't just post, he plants seeds. And once those seeds hit the internet, he steps back and lets the world water them. That's strategy. But here, where things get complicated. Because strategy doesn't erase consequences. Behind every headline, there are real people. Behind every viral moment, there are real emotions. A family dealing with pressure. Kids seeing their parents become memes. A relationship being questioned in front of millions. That part doesn't trend. That part doesn't go viral. But that part, that's where the real damage lies. And that's why this story hits different. Because it forces you to ask uncomfortable questions. Where's the line between entertainment and exploitation? When does clapping back turn into something deeper, something more destructive? And in a world where attention equals power, is there even a limit anymore? Maybe there is. Or maybe we just haven't seen it yet. And then there's pride. Because at the core of all of this, beneath the posts, beneath the captions, beneath the reactions, there's ego. Two worlds colliding. One moment of disrespect, met with a response designed not just to defend, but to dominate. And that's where things spiral. Because pride doesn't de-escalate. Pride escalates. It pushes. It provokes. It refuses to back down, even when the cost starts getting too high. And sometimes, by the time you realize what, being lost, it's already too late to stop it. So what do we take from this? Not just as spectators, but as people living in the same digital world. Because whether you're a celebrity or not, the rules apply to everyone now. Everything is documented. Everything is shareable. Everything can be screenshotted. And once it's out there, you don't control it anymore. That's why this isn't just a hip-hop story. It's a modern story. A reflection of how fast things move, how quickly situations escalate, and how dangerous it can be when emotions meet an audience of millions. Because the internet doesn't forget. It archives. It replays. It resurfaces. It reinterprets. And sometimes, it turns moments into weapons. So now, the real question isn't just what happened. It's what happens next. Does this fade like most viral moments? Or does it leave a lasting mark on everything and everyone involved? Does time heal it? Or does the internet keep it alive forever? Because in this era, closure isn't guaranteed. Sometimes the story just keeps evolving. And maybe that's the most unsettling part of all. Not the post, not the rumors, not even the fallout, but the fact that once something like this begins, there's no real off switch. Because this isn't rap beef anymore. This is psychological warfare. This is pride versus humiliation. This is Atlanta versus New York. And right in the middle of it all, 50 Cent, T.I. Tiny Harris. And a night from the past, the internet refuses to let die. Stay with me, because this story doesn't just escalate, it spirals. Every war starts with a spark. This one came from a son. King Harris, young, outspoken, emotional, and he crossed a line you just don't cross. He brought 50 Cent's late mother into the conversation. Now, if you know anything about 50, you already know how this ends. He doesn't forgive. He doesn't forget. And he definitely doesn't let disrespect slide. At first, it looked like regular internet chaos. Memes flying, fans choosing sides, comment sections on fire. But behind the scenes, 50 wasn't reacting. He was calculating. Because 50 doesn't argue. He dismantles. Then suddenly, boom. An Instagram post. Up for a moment, then gone. But screenshots, they don't disappear. The image allegedly showed 50 Cent and Tiny Harris at the same luxury hotel. Same night, same location tag. And here what made it explode. T.I. was out of the country. The internet didn't just react, it detonated. Was it real, old, fake? Or something way worse? Because in hip-hop, attacking a man's career is one thing. But attacking his home, that's a direct hit. Publicly, T.I. tried to stay composed, calm, in control. But people noticed. The smile didn't feel real. The energy felt off. One day, he's posting Bible verses about strength. Next day, posts deleted. Then silence. And silence that speaks loud. Inside the Harris household, things reportedly got tense. Phones blowing up, messages nonstop, friends calling, family talking. Tiny, quiet. And sometimes, silence says more than denial ever could. Then the internet did what it always does. It dug. Old photos resurfaced. Old party clips came back. Old rumors from years ago suddenly looked different. And the questions shifted from, did this happen? To, how long has this been hidden? Here, what you have to understand. 50 Cent doesn't fight loud. He fights smart. He posts, deletes, hints, smiles, and then lets the internet do the damage. Every time T.I. tried to respond, another cryptic post would appear. Not direct, not emotional, just enough to keep the fire burning. And that smile from 50, it said everything. I know something you don't want out. That's not beef anymore. That's strategy. And T.I. He was bleeding in public. At first it was gossip. Then it became business. Sponsors started watching. Partners started asking questions. Projects reportedly got paused. Not canceled, just waiting. Waiting to see how bad this would get. Because controversy spreads fast. But scandal, that spreads faster. Then came another layer. An alleged recording. A heated argument between T.I. and Tiny. Raised voices. Accusations. Real pain in the air. Tiny reportedly claimed the past was being twisted. Old moments being weaponized. But here's the thing about doubt. Once it enters your mind, it never fully leaves. And now T.I. wasn't just fighting 50. He was fighting himself. And it didn't stop there. The kids were watching. Scrolling, reading comments, seeing memes about their parents. King Harris reportedly felt the weight, because one moment, one comment, started all of this. And when kids get pulled into the narrative, it stops being entertainment. It becomes real. Then came what people called the knockout blow. 50 Cent dropped what looked like receipts. Dates, location tags, timelines. All pointing to the same thing. Same hotel, same night, while T.I. was overseas. At that point, the internet stopped asking questions. It started making conclusions. Blogs went crazy. YouTube went live. Twitter Spaces lit up. TikTok flooded with theories. And 50, he posted a white flag emoji with one cold caption. I told you not to mess with me. No yelling. No ranting. Just final. T.I., once the king of the South, looked drained. Quieter, thinner, distant. His album, on hold. He said he couldn't create while his home was on fire. And that line hit hard. Because when music is everything, and you can't even make it, that means something deeper is breaking. Then the rumors got louder. Legal meetings. Divorce whispers. Questions about whether this was the end, not just of a marriage, but of a brand built over decades. So here's the real question. Did 50 Cent destroy something? Or did he just expose cracks that were already there? Because once upon a time, hip-hop had rules. Don't involve family. Don't touch wives. Don't cross that line. But 50, he doesn't follow rules. He rewrites them. And for him, winning means leaving nothing standing. This isn't just gossip. It's about ego, pride, and how one moment online can turn into real-life consequences. It's about how social media turned fans into judges, and private pain into public spectacle. One post, one reply, one insult, and suddenly, everything starts shaking. So what do you think? Was it revenge? Was it exposure? Or was it just destruction for sport? Did 50 go too far? Or did T.I. poke the wrong person? Because this story, it's bigger than them. It's about the price of pride in the internet age. And trust me, the war might look like it's over. But the consequences, they're just getting started.